right, let's get to it, guys. We just before the break gave our opinions on what we want the Browns to do with their draft picks. What do we believe the Browns will do tonight? Dustin, start us.
Oh, we're trading down, baby.
100%?
100%.
Where do you think they end up trading down? Cowboys at 12? Rams at 13?
Your guess is as good as mine, but yeah, I know that if somebody calls, Andrew Berry's like, okay, yeah, more picks. More picks. I mean, and I can't even be like that's the wrong move because the roster's got so many holes. They need more swings, more bites at the apple, if you will. They need as many as they can. However, if you do trade down just for the sake of more picks, and you risk losing a very talented player, a game changer at 6.
Right.
So that's my concern, and I feel like they've done that in the past, and I don't know. I don't like passing up really talented players.
How many elite players do we do? What's the consensus belief, Mike? How many elite players are in this draft? 5?
Probably less.
So the consensus.
Forget Mendoza. Don't even include him.
Well, I think he's in this.
I don't know.
He's considered
really
a legit,
elite. Does anybody think he's going to be elite?
I talked to a former NFL head coach who said he'd bet the house on him.
Okay. All right.
I think he's considered a top 5
I
prospect.
think his floor is high.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a mid-tier quarterback.
Other than
but
that,
anyway,
so if we want to take out Mendoza just for Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and then there's differing opinions on Bailey and
David
Arvell
Bailey.
Reese.
I saw the.
And what's Arvell Reese?
Yeah, there's varying opinions
Reese.
on those guys.
Remember
I told you we did the topic. Sorry to touch you off, Jason. McShay talked to it was 7 different GMs, and he came out of the combine, and he did his who are the blue chippers in the draft, and the only 3 that were unanimous, everyone he talked to put these 3 in were Downs, Styles, Jeremiah Love. It was just those 3.
The guard from Notre Dame I saw somebody had in that canvas.
You mean Penn State? Vega Ioane?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, he's Penn State.
I'll tell you what. If any of those 3 players, Styles, Love, or Downs, and at least one of them is probably going to be there. If they're there, I would absolutely not trade down, and I would take one of them. And I don't care that it's not a position in need. In the end,
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
A stud.
I won't be sad if they do that.
Yeah. But it also gives them a better opportunity to trade if one of them's there.
Right.
Because those, probably not Downs, but Styles and Love might be players that somebody would come up and trade for.
I think they trade with the Cowboys tonight.
You do.
Yeah, I do. I think they go to 12.
And
I think Dallas comes up to 6.
And
the fact and
take an offensive lineman at 12.
And take an offensive lineman at 12. And that's not any information.
Yeah.
That's just reading tea leaves. Stephen Jones said at the Cowboys availability yesterday that they cannot get into the top 5. Well, the Browns are at 6.
Yeah.
And Jay Glazer said he knows that something's already on the books, but he can't say anything until the team's on the clock. So just sort of pairing up 1 plus 1, it won't shock me. It won't shock me if the Browns go to 12.
I think there could be a surprising amount of moving around tonight. Maybe not with the first 5 picks, but after that, there could be some ups and downs, I feel like. Even from the middle of the draft down, I think there's some, because there might be a guy or two that some team later has targeted, and once that guy gets to 13 or 15, I don't know. There's always a lot of trades in the first round, it seems. My thing is, I'm going to go. The Browns never do what you expect them to do.
That's exactly right.
So I'm going to go the opposite, right? I'll pull a George Costanza here, the opposite. So I say
they're going to draft defensive tackle.
Oh my God, that would be a surprise.
That people would be.
Will G. Bush quit for a 2nd straight year on our live draft coverage?
Yeah, I say the Browns are going to do what I think they're going to stay at 6, and they're going to shock us by taking Caleb Downs at 6, because that's what we don't expect them to do. We'd all be stunned if that happened. But like you said, I don't think anybody's going to be upset if it happened. Maybe G. Bush would be.
Do you think?
No, I don't think he would be.
No, I think G'd be happy.
Yeah.
Would you, if Caleb Downs played at Texas and not Ohio State, exact same player, exact same prospect,
Doesn't matter.
would the reaction to the Caleb Downs pick be the same?
Yes.
Publicly or with us?
No, he's talking about publicly. He's talking about us? I didn't go to Ohio State. I didn't grow up an Ohio State fan. I don't care.
It probably does matter.
Yes, 100%. From the fans, yes.
I think with this panel particularly,
no,
it doesn't matter. It's the
we forgot about. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers.
In terms of
they drafted him as safety
as a first round,
yes.
but he was a bust. I mean,
he was okay.
He became a decent player, but he wasn't very good here because they used him.
Yeah, but that was a high pick for a safety.
Yeah.
That was the highest pick they had.
Yeah, I mean,
you think people are going to be overly over the moon because he's a Buckeye?
No,
Caleb?
but I think it plays into some fans' reactions.
100%. Yeah. There's guys who don't like Michigan players.
Right.
And they love
so
Ohio. It's so stupid.
Some fans were upset with the Graham pick last year. I'm like, you kidding me?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make
I
sense.
mean, I remember when I covered the Cavs and people were so upset that they didn't take David Lighty. I'm like, guys, if David Lighty was from Poughkeepsie, would you care at all about David Lighty? So it has become my Poughkeepsie test. That's what I say. Poughkeepsie.
Let's go. Is that where your wife is from? Oh, no, she's from Jersey.
No, she's from Jersey. Yeah. But that, like, if Caleb Downs went to Poughkeepsie,
it is Poughkeepsie.
State
Where did you come up with Poughkeepsie?
I don't know. Just
it's out in Long Island for those.
It's stuck with me for the last 15 years.
Okay, good.
If Caleb Downs went to Poughkeepsie State University, would you feel any differently about him as a player? And that should be your answer.
Yes.
To the question of the Ohio State litmus test. And for me, no, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't. I say the Browns will shock us. They will take Caleb Downs at 6. Then they will trade up from 24 to get Mekhi Lemon in the middle of the first round.
I think people would do if that was the outcome.
Yeah.
If we come in tomorrow morning, the Browns have Mekhi Lemon and Caleb Downs, I think you might do a backflip.
Yeah.
I think G. Bush might do a triple axel. I think who's on the show tomorrow?
G. Bush doing a triple axel, me doing a backflip would not be good.
I think if either one of those guys tried either one of those things, we would need to hire 2 new hosts.
Yes.
We'd have 2 funerals.
We might be dead. At the very least, we're in the hospital.
Listen, it may be my secret way to get me and Earl out there tomorrow. I don't know.
Damn, Mike.
I mean, how many people?
Holy moly.
Maybe you do the triple axel, Bull.
What's that?
Maybe you do the triple axel. Who knows?
Man, Mike's looking for me to get hurt. That reminds me of something somebody said before the show. I can't think of who said it.
Me.
Well, I was not going to throw you under the bus. Anyway, we won't give details on that. No. So there you go. Mike, what's your prediction for what the Browns will do tonight?
I have a bad gut feeling that Caden Proctor is going to be a Cleveland Brown tomorrow. And I say bad because he wouldn't be my first choice of tackles.
You're 100% wrong. There's no chance they're taking him.
Wow.
No chance.
You want to put another 20-1 bet on that?
When's the last time the Browns drafted the guy that everybody thought they were going to draft?
But there is no consensus on
no
draft.
Spencer
Mike is all over the board.
There's a lot of people saying Caden Proctor right now.
Spencer Fano was more mocked than Caden Proctor at 6.
No.
I think Proctor ends up being a Brown tomorrow.
The Browns are putting out this false info on Proctor.
That's the person who just said they're going to take Caleb Downs at 6, so they haven't been connected to whatsoever.
So how am I getting conned?
Because you're making stuff up. You're pulling stuff out of nowhere.
I'm reading
tea leaves.
I'm saying the Browns do what we don't expect them to do. So I'm taking a guess at what that unexpected
And the Browns always
You're going based on the Browns' norms.
Yeah, which is what they do what we don't want them to do.
No, I'm sorry. Now you're not going on the Browns' norms. You're going based on the rumors out there.
No, I'm going based on the fact the Browns do what I don't want them to do, and that would be to draft another offensive tackle who has dealt with weight issues in the past.
Nah. I don't see it. But you could, we'll see. I guess we'll find out. See what we expect. Finally, tonight and then tomorrow, we get to talk about what actually happened. And yet, even then, we're still guessing.
Yeah.
We're going to give draft grades, which are stupid in the beginning.
We will not do draft grades tomorrow.
No?
We got to see the whole draft first. We'll do draft grades Monday, but not tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll react. I haven't made the rundown, but we'll react to whoever their first pick is, whoever their second pick is, and/or if there's a trade. We'll look at who's on the board for 39 and what we want them to do in rounds 2 through 7. We'll react to the Cavs game, obviously. We'll talk about some of the other big stuff from the first round.
Yeah.
But we can't give a grade on just the first round.
Yep. All right.
Oh, but we can give grades on individual picks. You just gave me an idea, Bull. Get ready.
Yeah.
Bring your report card, buddy.
I think we will give individual grades tomorrow.
Oh, we are. No, I just totally talked myself into that.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
That's my.
There's not. Obviously, got to talk about we'll talk about the Cavs and Raptors, but there's no Guardians to talk about.
No, it'll be all draft.
We're not going to preview the Monsters game tomorrow. We did that today, and so that's it, Mike. You got to be locked in. So don't try to.
We'll be here. You have double TV, right? Well, it's to your left, to my right, what you can't see, but we have double TV action. We'll be watching the Guardians. The Cavaliers and the draft at the same time.
There's going to be a split screen on that big TV we have there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
was. I didn't realize you have 2 remotes on one TV.
No.
One's Roku and one's Fire Stick.
Amazon Prime or
On one
Fire
thing.
Stick.
Is that like?
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that
I
either.
didn't know-
But
I had no
Mike
idea.
was doing it before the show, preparing it for tonight.
So my 2 TVs in my office, I could split and have 4.
I don't.
If you pay me enough money, I'll make
don't
it happen,
you,
Jason.
on your TV, you can with one remote split the screen
Well, YouTube, you can.
on YouTube TV.
But I have DirecTV.
Oh, you can't do it on DirecTV?
No.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just a moron.
Yeah, on YouTube TV, you can watch 4 games at once.
Yes.
I sometimes do that.
Because I had YouTube TV briefly.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
awesome. That was great. But they picked the 4. You can't
Why did
pick
you have
your
it
own.
briefly?
Because they don't carry the Cavs and Guardians.
Oh.
Right.
So I had to get.
But now it doesn't matter. I switch time of year. I switch.
Well,
between-
DirecTV locks you in a contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But my contract's up.
DirecTV.
Dude, DirecTV, screw those guys, man. I had them forever.
Yeah, me too. I was like, done. I go back and forth between Fubo and YouTube TV, depending on what
YouTube TV is great, especially if you travel as much as I do. When
Yeah.
you're on the road. It's just so great.
But
to be able
now
to
I have YouTube TV and I pay for the Guardians, so I can watch the
But
Guardians.
the Cavs are not on.
Right, but at this point,
But now their contract is up, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Right,
with them next
exactly.
year. But my mom's on my account,
Yeah,
and I don't want to keep messing with
Yeah,
her.
you do not want. You don't get
screw
mom
mom.
screwed up.
Yeah.
Don't get mom screwed up.